Welcome to Reaper's Underground. We hope you survive.
My demons, it has been too long. Holy fucking shit. That's right. The big bad devil daddy himself is back after all of the con tour that I've had for the month of October. And we just wrapped that up. And it is definitely time for another edition of the Halloween Havoc season 2. And who better to have with me? Not only a colleague, but an artist on so many different levels, model, actress, Heather Lynn Rizzo. Welcome, everybody, to the show. I see Morty out there. I see Lizzie and a few others as well. So you know what to do. I tell you every fucking week. Share this shit out. Anywhere and everywhere there is a horror lover, an art lover, photography, modeling, the whole 9 yards. You need to share it out. Wake up your mother, your auntie, your cousin, your sister, little brother. I don't give a fuck. Make sure you are sharing this out because we are going to be talking about the great fucking career that this young gal is off to doing, and you need to know about it. But before we get into all this madness, we're going to take a quick commercial break to our brothers over at Horror Struck Hot Sauce. Hotter than hell. Check it out. That's right. It is still October and those fires are burning bright. And I know y'all doing some fucking barbecue. So why not accent that meat with a tasty treat? Get over there to horrorstruckhotsauce.com. He's got a whole bunch of new flavors. And if you have a penchant for horror and the hot stuff, you need some of this in your life. All righty. Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
She's probably thinking right now, what the fuck did I get myself into?
A little bit, but I like that though.
I love it. So I'm going to set the tone a little bit for everybody out there watching right now, all my beautiful demons and addicts, that I had no idea who Heather was. Not a clue. As I was going into filming Grind, all I knew is that I was going to be Ginger Lynn's body double. I claimed it and I'm keeping it for life, just so you know. I only knew a few people, a few actors, actresses that I knew prior. And, you know, I always kept hearing Mark Cantu say, you know, our like the dark, you know, queen, you know, of the film. And it's this character. I don't even know if I can say it right, because every time I try to, I come up with a different version. And I think I sound stupid. Noralatep, something like that.
Something like that. NAR. We just do NAR for short. Make it easy.
There we go. And I was like, oh, okay. So there's more than one suit in the film. And then they said, well, this is, you know, Heather Rizzo. She's going to be playing the character. And I said, get the fuck out of here.
Isn't it?
I'm like, are you serious? Really? Okay. And I mean, you just did an amazing job.
Thank you.
Actually, originally, I thought you were like one of the leads, you know, because I wasn't sure who was playing what character. And here you are getting all demonicked up. And I'm sitting here going, that's fucking badass.
I loved it. I was the bad guy. I mean, there was a bunch of bad guys. Well, maybe, sure. Possibly, you know. It was
kind of fun to find out that you had a dual role in there too. because at some point, you're like an ethereal ghost with, was it one of your daughters that?
Yeah, my daughter was in it too. Yeah.
Yeah. I finally figured all that out once I saw the premiere.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, cool. Because I find myself playing multiple characters in film too. But I don't think, now, was it getting into horror movies that started first, or was the modeling first?
Well, I mean, I was always a little creep by like age 3 or 4 that would sit in my room and love to watch like 80s, the special effects with 80s movies, and just like wonder how they did it, because they were so absurd, but I loved it so much. I don't know. There's something about like that comedic component to it that just makes it so good. I don't necessarily love when it's real horrible life stuff. I love to escape, And listen, we're all going to eventually meet our demise, right? So it's a way to kind of embrace it.
In a very fun way.
Yeah.
It's like they say, art imitates life.
Yeah.
You can, what I love about comedic horror is it lets your soul breathe for a second, because you're getting hit with gore, somebody's getting killed, something so, horrible happening. And then suddenly somebody says, a funny line or this or that. And you're like, oh, okay, I can, let my heart come down a little bit. So I think that's why most horror fans really do kind of like that comedy stuck in, because, and it's brilliant with directors too and writers, because you're able to control the tension.
Absolutely. It's great. I love it.
Was there a particular film that kind of inspired you?
Oh my goodness. I mean, the stereotypical 80s like creep show.
There you go.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Not many people know this one. Hellmaster.
Oh, I know it.
You do? That's probably one of my favorite movies ever. It's not very well known, but that is my go-to, like on a random Tuesday night at 11 p.m. Throw that on Tubi.
Nice. And it's for free out there, demons. You heard it right here. So you know what to do. Get over to Tubi. They're adding stuff constantly, and I fucking love it. Right on. So did you, at that point when you were young and getting into horror, was being an actress in one kind of something that you were wanting to aspire to?
So I definitely think on a technical level, the modeling came first. I am tall. I don't know if you recall or not, but I'm almost 6 foot.
Oh, I recall, because I'm like, and she's like eye level too.
Yeah.
I'm not used to that because I'm kind of like the gentle giant myself. So.
Yep. So I'm tall. So and I live in New Jersey, where Manhattan's a short little train ride right there. So I did have an agency in Manhattan, did some work there. Modeling kind of took off first. And I did acting as well, but not horror acting actually until I met Mark Cantu. So I messaged him, or he messaged me, I messaged him. I don't remember how it went about, but on social media, and I'm like, are you a horror film director? And he's like, mm-hmm. He's like, wow, are you interested in it? I go, fuck yes. Yes. So I had a girls trip planned that weekend that we were supposed to film Wolf Hollow. It was supposed to be like, we were going to Delaware or whatever. And he's like, all right, I'm going to need you 2 days. And I'm like, well, I have this trip. Is it okay if I just go 1 day? And he's like, yeah, no problem, but you're not going to get the blood in the guts. And I'm like, I got to get the blood in the guts. Sorry, friends, like next time. And it was probably one of my most favorite things I've did in my entire life. He was probably the first person that gave me such a great opportunity and took a chance on me. I'll forever be grateful to that human being that I love. And it has just been wonderful ever since. One of my favorite things I've ever done.
Oh, yeah. Mark is fucking awesome. He's one of the easiest directors I think I've ever worked with. Yeah. I mean, he's not afraid to wrangle everybody together. Step on a few necks if need be. But just the whole team there, him, Brian Saponis, Brian Bell. I love those guys.
What's there to hate, right? I mean, it's just fun. It's creative, fun, awesome humans. Like, what do you hate about that? Nothing.
Right.
Right.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's a business. Yes, we're having fun. We're creating these characters, but, try not to be too sensitive, because if you're not on track, that's what they're there for. And that's what a good director should do, in my opinion.
Definitely.
So did people approach you for the modeling, or did you kind of say, how tall are you?
5'11". I'm almost 6 foot.
5'11". Okay, I'm 6'2" and a half. So that makes sense why we were practically eye level. Oh, and the heels, of course,
Yeah.
So did you go kind of looking for it yourself, or did they see you somewhere and said, we got to have this girl?
So I went when I was about like 19 into Manhattan, agency to agency. And then I was doing some work with Click. So kind of went from there, where it was agency work at that time frame. Fast forward, I had a couple kids. I owned a business in between that. Then COVID happens, where that shook everything up, right? I mean, in some good ways, honestly, there's a lot more like self-submissions instead of having to go all the way into Manhattan, because, the chances of getting hired for a job is unlikely. The statistics are always, which gives you tough skin, of course, but you don't get every job that you apply for. So taking a day, driving into Manhattan, going for the audition, and then going back home is a lot easier to just do a self-reported tape and submit it that way. So there is some good, in my opinion, that came from it, but it did shake things up. And that is where a lot of my freelance work came from. So kind of went freelance, agency, acting, like especially horror, always a little bit of acting, don't get me wrong, but more horror comedy, horror film acting. So kind of opened the doors in a way.
That's why I always say I feel like it was an unholy blessing in disguise when COVID happened.
Yeah.
Because, the only way we had to connect, especially since I was at the tail end of my professional music career, that we were able to take to social media and advertise ourselves. And, you get to figure out kind of like who's who, and be able to make those connections. So I'm glad that really did pan out for you, because for some people, man, COVID fucking killed their everything.
Yeah.
But for us creatives, it was like, nope, we're just going to get ultra creative.
And you want to know something interesting that I see too, especially since COVID, is a lot of people that are like Wall Street doctors, these high stress jobs, are getting more into photography or event, just something to do with event planning, because it's creative. I think human beings are meant to create, right? And if you're not, you kind of feel like you're dying in a sense. Like we're meant to create. We embrace it a lot more so than the average folk, but.
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, there's, Greek gods and goddesses that preside over the arts, just in history, period. So I definitely believe in that.
Yeah.
It's essential to life, because without it, life would be boring.
Definitely. Yeah.
So when you got into modeling, first go around, was it fashion based, or was it just artistic based?
It was more that stereotypical, in a good way, not in a negative way, Manhattan kind of runway, New York Fashion Week type images. Again, when COVID happened, kind of branched out into, I was kind of one of those people that was raised in the sense of like, you either go to Manhattan or maybe sometimes Philly. That's where it's at. All of a sudden, COVID happens and this freelancing takes off. And I'm in Maryland, West Virginia, Virginia, Colorado. And I'm like, who the hell knew there was so much to be found here, right? Maryland, out of all places, so much work. I get so much work.
Where nothing ever happens.
What's that?
The Maryland is not very, well known as an epicenter for much. But you just don't know who's there and who's doing what,
There are some very talented photographers. Yeah, very, very talented photographers in Maryland.
Hell yeah. So at that time when you started getting into it, was it freelancing that got you into magazines? Because I'm assuming some of your stuff is published, like you're a published model.
Yes, both.
Both. Okay. So on both ends of the spectrum. So was it a little bit more gratifying to do it more as a freelance model or as an agency model?
That's a great question. I think it depends on the project.
Mhm.
who I'm working with, and what the outcome is. Because sometimes when it either feeds your pocket or it feeds your soul, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes just working with like crazy creative people is my favorite thing to do. There's some great opportunities, don't get me wrong, that you get from agencies or even freelancing and whatnot. But it's that crazy creative, like, let's fuck around. If it sucks, it sucks. It could be wonderful. Let's just figure something out. That's probably my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, actually, one of my favorite picks that you've done is this one. It almost kind of seems like you're in water, but you're not.
Yeah, that's
You know
my
what I
buddy
mean?
Ryan. He's amazing. He's a great creative too.
It's really interesting to see how very minimal like props and things can totally change a landscape. Is there a certain type of market that you try to hit? Because I mean, you do so many different looks.
I just like to always be challenged. I like to always be like, all right, what next? What are we gonna do next? Like my brain, like, what are we gonna do? Throw me against either a white or black wall, maybe a chair, maybe not, and let's figure something out.
Now, I don't know too much about it. I mean, I did a lot of horror modeling, so that's a completely different end of
Mhm.
the spectrum. But for your type of photography, do they pretty much set up, hey, this is what I want to do? This is, give you some ideas of outfits and stuff. How does that all work? Because it seems like so much can go into it.
It's a range, right? So it could be from 0 to 100. It could be someone saying, I have this very specific idea or the specific designer. I need your hair exactly this way and your makeup exactly this way. And we're going to tell you exactly how to be, where I don't get a say, which is totally fine. My job is to make their vision come to life, not show up with my idea. It's to make their vision come to life. Other people are like, I love your creative side. Like, just wing it. Just bring some stuff and we'll wing it. Other people, it might be a holiday or a theme. I get hired a lot too for classes where these photographers, these phenomenal photographers that know so much about photography and lighting, I'll just sit there and be like their little muse where they're spewing this crazy information that is so impressive. That's what I get hired for as well. It's so many different things, and that's what I love. It's the people, it's the creative process. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, most definitely.
It's almost like making a human, right? You have two people that have a baby and then like this human's created. It's like the same thing with Mark's movie, right? That never was created before. He made all these characters, found all these people, these locations, and all of a sudden this baby's born grind.
Exactly right. Which
I
is
love
why
it.
it's still in theaters out there in the Black Flame universe. If it comes to your town, you better get there. It was just in St. Louis on Monday. It's like every time I wake up, I see a post saying, and now it's playing over here. I'm
Yeah.
sitting there going, we're on tour, damn it.
It's fun, right?
Gotta fucking love it. Oh, man. When I chose to step off stage, not being the drummer anymore, and decided to take this character and see if I could find an in to do horror films. I can't believe I'm doing it to this day, and I got like 50 titles now. It's like, what the fuck is going on? I'm just
Great.
this guy.
It's awesome though.
Does it ever feel surreal for you, like a lot of the different stuff that you've done?
I'm very grateful. Definitely sit back a lot of the times and I'm like, I freaking love my life. Definitely very grateful for it. Don't take it for granted. I think people are absolutely crazy that complain about these silly little things because it could be so much worse. These high stress jobs, like I mentioned,
Oh my
these
goodness.
mundane things where we're just making careers off of having creative fun and making, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't get it. Like, what is there to complain about? Life's good. It's good. Really good.
Because I know so many different models on a probably a little bit smaller level than what you're on, that they're constantly paying photographers to do this shoot, that shoot, to try to get somewhere or get noticed. Did that come easy for you, like when you went to the freelance part, or did people kind of already know your work?
So the only times that I pay for a shoot would be with the agency photographer because they're looking for a very specific look for my comp cards. They do give me the chance to get the images myself, but they have such a specific look that I don't want to go to my buddies or my friends, photographers, and be like, hey, can you do some headshots? And then the agency is like, we can't use these. And I feel like it's a waste of time for everyone. Even though it's not really a waste of time, it's still having fun seeing my friends. So that's the only time. So what I suggest for any aspiring model is to offer some trade work. There's definitely these sites on Facebook, maybe Instagram too, like these networking, photography model sites. Offer some trade work. Say like, listen, can we do some images for trade? It gives you practice. It gives you exposure, meet other people. Mm-hmm. And this way you don't necessarily have to have any money exchange any hands too.
No, that's a good thing. And I think trying to get as much practice in for that kind of thing, because you do all kinds of different, just the way you position yourself. Because, that was one of the things that I found challenging, even with horror photography, is trying to come up with multiple looks, faces. How did you do that? Just by like people telling you what to do at first, and then you just kind of ran with it? Or how did you prepare for stuff like that?
I have a very, very active brain, a very, very brain that doesn't ever turn off. And I always love different ideas, and something always comes up. If you just give me like a corner and say like, I'm going for, I don't know, kind of a dramatic look, my brain just starts going within a couple seconds, and we just start banging it out and just start working together.
Okay. Now that's awesome. Because I would like rack my brain. How can I give a different look? How can I make myself look eviler? Just like I'm going to kill you, that kind of thing. And that was a real challenge, because at that point I didn't even do any acting yet. I was just trying to basically get some different themed horror stuff that I could send to directors and stuff like that to see if they could see me as a slasher, or they could see me as a bad guy. I mean, obviously with all my tattoos, it's instant. Oh, prison. Gotcha. That's easy. that sells itself. Oh, you're bald and tall and big. Gotcha. But it's another one to sell yourself doing lines. At first I just wanted to do creature acting. I started out as a zombie, and then got to do the demon, possessed work with Mark and stuff like that. And then there were directors that just wanted my crazy Reaper character. And so I would do that. But then all of a sudden they're like, can you talk? Well, of course I can. Oh, I've watched your show. You're fucking hilarious. You want to try this? That's just how it kind of snowballs. So it's really cool to see your evolution from starting out in more of a, I guess, controlled environment, because when you're with an agency, they tell you what to do. Yes. Would I be right on that?
100%.
And then to freelance and just be like, okay, well, do you mind if I interject some ideas? Mm-hmm. I never know how that shit works, because, it's very different. But then it seems like, throughout your career, you've done some darker shoots. Kind of like this one here, that I thought was really interesting. Now, was that your idea, or was that the photographer's idea?
Combination. We just that was the first time we worked together. And we just kind of went with it. Just you kind of vibe with someone, especially when you're two creatives. A lot of the shoots that I go on, I would say 60% is kind of just showing up with some things and seeing what we can make happen with that. And that was one of the.
Do you look at like other images to draw inspiration from?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, of course. I mean, I definitely have on my Instagram those little saved images of some other models. It could even be like a Brad Pitt for a Vogue image that I love, just the vibe, or like a certain look or a certain something. Yeah. It doesn't even have to be like other females. It could be other males too, or a suit, or just the way something looks, or the pose. And we don't even necessarily use that pose sometimes. It just feeds where the shoot ends up going.
Nice.
Where sometimes
Very.
when you have like a designer, it's a very specific image that you need, specific lighting, a certain story that you have to portray, a certain look, which is still great too. I love doing that as well. Just two different worlds, which I like the yin and the yang.
What were some of your favorite designers that you got to rep, basically?
So I would say the most unique one that I worked with was Adrian Alicia. Very, he himself was a model from what I understand, an actor, I do believe. I don't like to speak for anyone, but I'm like 99% sure. And his images are just very different, a little dark, a little like that last image that you showed, but really freaking beautiful work that he does. I mean, the dresses that he makes, the clothing that he makes, really freaking cool.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So obviously it's October. Do you normally try to book like a spooky shoot?
I book what anyone needs me for, but it does so happen that I'm going to be leaving in a couple hours actually for a flight to Sarasota for Saturday and Sunday. It'll be at Sarasota shoot. It's called, I think, Graveyard Glam. Bunch of different models and photographers. Yeah, shooting at GW Photography Studio, I believe it is.
Okay. I was gonna say, I think it would be badass to see you do something horror style. You know what I mean? Because you can not only use that, you know, whether or not you get into a magazine or whatever, but you can also use that when you're looking for acting gigs.
Of course.
You know, it's like, here, let me show you these. I could totally see you as a final girl. Has that ever kind of crossed your mind? Like, I would like to be a Jamie Lee Curtis type, or?
Yes, 100%. I love it. Yes.
Which is so wild because she was kind of like the girl next door. You know what I mean? There was no glitz, no glam. Is that something that you could see yourself doing?
Yeah, I love it. It's literally my favorite thing. And I have goals in that realm to eventually get there.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, let's kind of like talk about that a little bit. Because not only, you know, we talked about Wolf Hollow before, but Grind, of course, where you play the illustrious demoness, if I can find the picture. Hello. There it is.
I love it.
On my screen, it's like this big, and I have to like wing it because I don't have my glasses on. But this is the character, Gnarl, because I can't say the rest of it. What you end up looking like in this film, and you kick ass. My favorite scene, of course, choking the priest. I'm sure you probably already knew that, but
it's my favorite too. I'm not gonna lie, I love it.
Fun fact for all my demons out there in the Black Flame universe, I was holding the light the whole time.
He's awesome, though, honestly, right? Brian Bell, he's the best.
Oh man, he cracks me the fuck up. Which is why I can't wait to work with all of you as well as them in the upcoming McQueen. Oh man, I finally get to be a henchman. I feel like I'm doing Sid Haig an honor there. Sid Haig was like one of the best henchmen back in like the 70s films. They were kind of like Grindhouse style. So I want to try to emulate that. I want to bring my Sid.
That's awesome. So you know your character already?
I do not. I just know that is probably what I'm going to fit into.
Okay. I don't know anything for me yet, but I'm so excited. I can't wait. I'm just like, yes, whatever you want me to do. Yes.
Oh yeah. I mean, if they want me to be a footstool, hello, I'm there. We need to be in the presence of Wes Bradley.
Seriously, right?
Love that character to death.
Ridiculous. I love it.
But it looks like you're also going to be in the upcoming Shiver. So can you tell us a little bit for everybody out there, a little bit about your character in this particular one? Because Christmas horror is just as big as Halloween horror.
So I don't want to say too much just because I don't know what I am allowed to say and not allowed to say. I think my role is someone who is an educated role, a little Different,
Logical, practical.
a little different than the bad guy.
Ah.
And I think maybe I'll have some scenes with Brian.
One more time. You froze.
Did you
for
freeze?
a second.
I'm sorry, it froze. Yeah, it froze for a second. So I might, and I very well may have some scenes with Brian's opponents too.
Oh, nice. Oh shit! I didn't even know Brian was in that. Holy shit! All right.
Possibly. Again, I don't know how much I'm allowed to say or what I'm supposed to say, so I don't want to go too much, but
of course. I think I actually tried. I sent in an audition for a character, but you win some, you lose some. It's just the way it is.
Definitely. That's how it goes, right? I think that with agency wise, I think it's like 80 something % chance that you don't get the roles,
Right. And don't forget, everybody out there in the comments section, if you have any questions for Heather, don't be afraid to stick them in the comments. As a matter of fact, Mortimer said it's always fun when you get to play the monster. And he's also a creature actor, and we work together too. It really is. But is that something you want to do a lot? Or do you want to, like you said, you have the goals for being more like the final girl?
I feel like, again, the yin and the yang, right? It's either I'm casted for the evil bad guy or like the slutty first kill or last kill type. Do you know what I mean? It's that I do. It's just to be honest with you. Like I was just in Elliot from Wicked Lamb. I was Zendaya, and for what is it? All the Girls Love Blood 3, and I was the mobster bad guy. We were shooting up things and whatnot with this accent. I loved it. And then I'm also going to be in Pool Party Massacre 2. I don't know what I can and can't say, but it's either or. Usually, it's either I am the bad guy or I am the in like Wolf Hollow the slutty the slutty kill.
The party girl that loses it.
Yeah. And I love it.
Is there one role that you would like to do or try at some point that you haven't?
Yes, I do think I kind of want to do like a scream queen type role throughout the entire movie. The bad guy, love it, definitely too, but I want to maybe do the flip side of it as well. Lots of, like sweating and screaming and trying to save people and slashing things, but be the bad guy. I mean, the good guy doing it, not the bad guy.
Right, yeah. Because I think that is a challenge in and of itself, for a lot of us, and I'm sure you probably see this too, is it's a lot easier to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
Because we're good people all the time, like in our daily lives. But the moment you get to be naughty, it's like, yep, let's go. Let's be as crazy as we can be.
So actually, one of my other goals is, have you seen Inglourious Bastards?
Oh, fuck yeah. It's one of
my... like the bad guy in there, you kind of, dare I say, like him, right? When you like the bad guy, I feel like you did such a unique approach to the character and such a great delivery that that's what I really strive to do at some point in my career. Like, I want to be the bad guy where people are like, kind of liked her though. Even though you were terrible, I kind of liked you.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like how, crowds for years and years and years have always been like, yay, Freddy, get him. Jason, get him. That kind of stuff.
Hellraiser.
Oh, for sure. Oh, man. I could totally see you doing a Hellraiser type thing.
But like the last Hellraiser was a female, right?
Yep.
That's something that I would love.
Totally doable because, a couple of the Cenobites were girls too. So why not have somebody take over for the great Doug Bradley? Nothing wrong with that. I could probably see you doing a lot of like succubus type roles where, seducing and then just maiming. People love that. There's a film, and I know the name, I always reference it, and people always go, what do you mean porno? I'm like, no, it's not really a porno. But that's the name of the movie. And it's in which, these kids back in 1995, they work at a movie theater, and their Christian boss says, okay, you guys did great work. You get to watch a film, by yourselves in the theater with no crowd. It's just you guys. You guys get to pick whatever you want to watch for free. And they find this, film that turns out to be an occult ritual that brings about a succubus, and she comes out of the screen and starts to pick them off one by one. You would love it if you haven't seen it. It's I think, it's a Shudder exclusive.
It's on Shudder now?
Yep. You should be able to find it.
Oh, okay. I'll take a look at that then.
I actually wrote a song about it called Hail to the Succubus many years ago, and it was like my biggest hit. So
that's great.
Yeah. The film has always inspired me, in my music career. I always wrote about the worst of things from what I watch, because I don't know, my biggest genres have always been horror, action, comedy. What are some of your favorites, obviously, besides horror?
Horror comedy is my favorite. It's my go-to. I don't love real life sad things. War movies are really hard for me to watch. Anything,
anything that feels
real life documentary that's so sad. I can't do those. I like to escape through blood and guts and laughs.
So true crime is not something that you really kind of stick to.
No. I mean, I do find some fascinating, don't get me wrong, like kind of like the shock factor, but I just rather just disappear and get away mentally and some ridiculousness.
That's how I always put it too. I'm like, horror is an escape. You're safe, but at the same moment, what you see is like freaking you out. So what would be probably, I don't want to have to make you rack your brain too much. How about your top 3 horror movies of all time?
All right. So Grave Encounters.
Ooh, okay.
Have you seen Grave Encounters?
I've seen it in the streaming apps for like the last couple of years. I keep wanting to pull the trigger. And I just haven't done it yet because, Tubi brings out so many awesome.
No, it's definitely worth the watch. My kids even love that. It's scary. It scares the shit out of you. It's a good one.
Okay.
I recommend it. I think you should watch it. That VHS, man.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good. That whole franchise is crazy.
Yeah, there's one out, I think, on Shudder now, on VHS Halloween.
Oh, fuck. I'm going to have to get on that then.
And again, Hellmaster. I know it's not necessarily one that a lot of people know, but for whatever reason, I wouldn't say it's a great, well done movie, but there's, it's like the cult classic, right? There's something about it.
Absolutely. It's like at the end of the day, I tell people Evil Dead was an independent horror film. They had no budget, no crew. They all had to kind of trade off to make that film happen. And look how amazing it came out. Yeah. Mortimer brings up a really good point. He says, I could see you playing the daughter of Dracula.
Ooh.
Like the vampire genre, is that one of your likes as well?
Of course. Absolutely. I like that idea, actually.
So are you more of a Bram Stoker's Dracula fan or the Christopher Lee hammer horror kind of fan?
Yin and yang, man. There's good in both and bad in both.
One is a little bit romantic, and the other one is just I'm a vampire. I'm the king of vampires, and I'm gonna fuck you up. That's what I like. That's what I like them both.
I like both, though. I like both.
That's awesome. Seriously. You also got to give it to Frank Langella too, with his little romantic vampire portrayal in the 70s. I I really liked how well the sets were, the actors, actresses, they were phenomenal, but they never showed teeth. And that's my problem. How can you have a vampire film and not show the teeth?
Yeah, that's a good point.
All the way back to Bella Lugosi.
Yeah.
It's like, you guys couldn't wedge some plastic in there.
Yeah. No, you're right.
mean,
That's a fair point, for sure.
Nosferatu did it in 1921. You know, it's like,
Mhm.
it was 1932. How do you not have that technology? Real quick before we get into the last points of the interview, I want to remind everybody that Grind is in theaters right now, and there's a reason for that, because it's a fucking way over the top, amazing independent horror, cosmic horror comedy that I could have ever hoped to be a part of, as well as Heather. And we're going to show you why. Check it out.
It's Ilsung 4K, and tonight I'm coming to you live from the Grindfest 2025 Film Festival, brought to us by Orangetown University.
Grindfest?
Yeah, I didn't pick the name.
So, a grindhouse festival, huh? I don't know what makes an absolute classic yet.
Now that is sex and ice cream.
By God's grace, it'll stay that way. Showing more of your sinful, trashy movies?
It's like a black and white art house movie, something about like cults and rituals, and think about it. One night only, we play the absolute cheesiest movies, and then we cap it off with this.
40 years ago, I got lucky. I was able to push it back in. I've shredded that film, I've burned it. But it always comes back somehow. It's creating some kind of war. Space, time, everything smeared together.
We were both in the trailer. Can't beat that.
No, definitely not.
I think one of my favorite parts was running after Daniel John and his wife and daughter in that scene. That was fun. I was like, coming.
That's great. Molly did such a freaking awesome job.
She's an amazing actress. Kelsey,
Oh my God.
Kelsey Rhea as well. She did a phenomenal job as well. She'll actually be on the Underground next week.
Oh,
So
good.
for all of you out there in the Black Flame universe, you heard it here first.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it is not quite physical print just yet, although you can get copies from your boy, the Big Bad Devil Daddy himself, and as well as the prequel comic book. Made a post about that earlier, so if you want the details, go to my page, damn it.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah. Yes, Lizzie says that looks wild. You have no freaking idea whatsoever. But absolutely. Wolf Hollow, as I understand it, is on Tubi right now.
I believe so, right?
Either that or Prime, because I know I watched it. And it's free. Either way,
Mhm.
if it's on Prime or if it's on Tubi, it's free. No excuses. So it's time to plug everything that you got coming up.
Okay.
So let's let the Black Flame universe know what's next for you.
I will be in Sarasota this weekend coming up for 2 very full days of shooting. After that, there's always shoots in between, lots of little 1-day shoots. Then the next big trip will be Vegas with another bunch of great models and photographers. That'll be in mid-November. Shiver will be filmed, I want to say January. You know, give or take, not definite yet, exact on time, but I think January, my role at least,
After the
will be
holidays, yeah.
filmed in January. I was just casted for another movie. I don't think I could say it just yet because I didn't sign the contract, so I don't want to say. That'll be
Gotcha.
coming up. I'll be filming on the 25th, 30th, and then the 1st and 2nd of November.
Nice.
What else do I got? Pool Party Massacre 2. Again, I can't say specifically for sure it'll be coming out in the summer, but I think it'll be coming out in the summer. The summer approaching. So those are some fun projects coming up.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And let's make sure that we let everyone know where to follow you.
Instagram is always the best. Lipstick and sneakers with the Z at the end instead of an S. I see most of comments and conversations and everything there, or Facebook. I think it's just Heather Rizzo, my name.
Yep. You know, and that's so fucking weird that Instagram, you can get such a larger following there, but you're also putting the same content for the most part on Facebook, and Facebook, it just like, it buries it.
Mm-hmm.
You find challenges there a lot of times?
I find, let me see how I can word this. I find I get more work off of Instagram. I have more support on Facebook. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
so most of my modeling, shoots, acting, all that is through Instagram. A lot of supporters are on Facebook.
Okay. Because it actually works in the reverse for me.
Really?
I get more work through Facebook than I do Instagram. Instagram is, I don't know. It used to be different. Instagram, especially when I was still with Black Tar Superstar in the band, it was way easier to connect that way. Facebook was like the toughie. But ever since I've been acting, I get more direct link to directors and stuff like that, or directors messaging me through Messenger than as opposed to Instagram. It's so weird. It's like, I don't know. How do you?
It is interesting. I will say,
the algorithm.
acting director-wise, it is a little bit more balanced between the two. Photographer-wise, mostly Instagram, but that makes sense, right? Because Instagram is all visual. They're pictures.
Yeah.
You literally just, that's all we want are visuals, not necessarily much more than that. So it does make sense why modeling would be a good platform for Instagram would be a good platform for modeling. It makes sense.
And their restrictions are a lot better. Facebook, man, that's why I'm like the biggest outlaw of Facebook, because they try to censor me every chance they get, and I'm not showing no skin.
I am.
Was that actually a challenge for you, or was that more of like a confidence builder?
I think the last couple of years I had this thing with myself, this little promise with myself. So I just want to try most things. I want to at least give it a try. If I don't like it, don't do it again.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Consensual. It's 100% me saying okay to something and to give it a try. And I felt like I met a lot of porn stars. I personally don't do porn, but they're freaking awesome people. So the stereotype, I don't get it. You know, they're freaking amazing people, super educated, super fun. I want to be able to do artistic nude shoots as well as like be a great mother. I think it's really important because I travel to Europe a lot, right? And it's just a different mindset over there. You know, Europe's a very different mindset than it is here in the States.
There's no hang-ups about the human body in Europe.
No.
To them, it's more freeing. It's more of an art than it is anything else.
Yeah.
Except
and
I
kind of want to. I want to bring that here a little bit, and it doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter your color of your skin or your weight or all freckles, no freckles, beauty marks, whatever, stretch marks. Doesn't matter. I've seen models with all different shapes and sizes and ages and colors and everything, and there is room for everybody.
Well, I think you know, for whatever reason in America, you know, they've always tried to box things up, and this is how it should be, kind of thing. And I don't know why. I'm really not sure why they do that so much. It's always so much emphasis on being thin, fit, like that kind. There's, you know, nothing else is acceptable. But then when it comes to Europe, you think of like the Botticelli and you know, what they always kind of felt that beauty was more than skin deep, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Best way to say that.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, I mean, if you can do that, I say awesome. You know, as opposed to the person that's just trying to grind, make money on OnlyFans, shit like that. And
no hate to them either. Man, get it, right?
Not necessarily, but I don't know. There's just a bit more art and classy. I always say that this kind of thing, especially to my daughter, class, not ass. If that makes sense. Keep them guessing, you know? I mean, obviously, when you become an adult, it's your realm and what you're comfortable with. And I feel as long as you know you're in a controlled environment that you feel safe and you can do that, just like, you know, art classes where they bring in nude models to do artist renderings. I think that's fucking great. Joe Rosing does that a lot. Actor Joe Rosing, a good friend of mine. So what you're doing, I absolutely love it. Do you ever find anyone that comes to you and says, hey, you've inspired me with your work?
Yes, I do. And it means a lot to me when they do that, because I do want to still be, you know, making cookies at 2 in the morning so my kids can wake up and have like all these little Halloween cookies for them, but also follow my career path and also teach my kids, especially my girls, that it's important to do what you love and stand by what you love and be proud of what you love. I mean, I have great friends. I got great family. I have great people in my life that I get to work with. I am not lacking for anything. It's wonderful.
Fuck yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But I have to ask,
Mm-hmm.
how do you balance all of that and being a single mom?
Overextended cortisol levels. I'm just joking. I have ADHD. My brain, I can't do boring. I can't sit still.
Not an option. I feel that way myself sometimes because I still work like a regular job part-time, and then of course doing all the crazy shit that I do. So I feel it. It's challenging. And that was the other thing. So one of the things that I always love seeing on your social media is when you're doing those handstands and all the crazy split shit that you do. And I'm sitting here going, oh, how does the body move like that? Have you always just been like naturally flexible like that?
Somewhat, yeah. I did gymnastics. I played sports my whole life. I find specifically yoga keeps me out of trouble. It keeps me very grounded. Gives me something to focus on, something to always. What I love about it most is you can take the most basic pose and still always fine tune it. One day won't be like the next day, and just go back to always fine tuning it. And I love this stupid saying that's used so much, but I love it. It's okay to always start again and start again and start again. It's okay to start over, and it's okay to start over. It's okay to mess up and start over. Wherever you are in life, it's not the end, right?
Absolutely not. And we reinvent ourselves all the time.
Definitely.
One question for you from the addict section. Do you prefer roles that don't rely on your natural beauty?
What a great question to ask, because grind, Mark has been the only person that came along, took me and covered me from head to toe, and you had no idea it was me.
Literally.
And I loved every second of it. Loved it.
Absolutely. Let me see there. One more time for everybody. Literally from head to toe. Yes. And it was so badass in my opinion, because it almost looked part alien, part demon, skeletal, like you could see ribs and everything. Just great work on that. I don't know about you, but it took me like an hour and a half to get into what I call Big Ugly, the demon that I played. How was it for you? Was it a bit simpler?
So easy. However they had it planned out was just so like boop, 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 boop. Everything went right on and right off. It was great. I couldn't see anything. Don't get me wrong. I could see nothing. Not a thing.
I did all my scenes without seeing shit. I'm just like,
same, right?
Tell me where to go, Mark. Say it. Let me know. Tell me to bend down. Say ha, rah. Fucking spooky or whatever. And it was such a fucking rush.
Oh yeah, no, it was great. And so how do you not have a good time with all those people that were there?
For sure, and everyone was cheering us on. I was like, "This is insane."
Mm-hmm.
Because from Attack of the Corn Zombies, it was like, "Sure, make me disgusting, make me rotted, throw all." I was like the guy who said, "No, that's not enough blood. Cake that shit on." And then here I am in a creature suit. Nobody really knew me too well at that point. There was a few people that did, like Shonda Rawlings and a few others. And I'm like, it's just me and everyone's watching me. But they were so supportive. It was like the biggest set family I could have ever have imagined.
And Shonda, man, she's like, tell me she's not the most likable person on this planet.
She's like that. I don't know, like a split between a cheerleader and a fairy.
Just yeah.
So super nice, and she makes everything like around you feel better.
Definitely, I love her, man. She is
on a set because it was so crazy. Because I was sitting back in the way back, before I had to get dressed and all that stuff. Because I'm like, I don't really know anybody, so I'm just gonna kind of like, look through script a little bit and concentrate on getting myself psyched up to put the suit on. And then I noticed it was her, and then all of a sudden I was starting to have a blast, and then I met you and I'm starting to have a blast. And then Brian Bell and Brian Saponis, man, all the way through, they're like, dude, we're so glad you were able to come here. I'm like, really? Me?
Yeah, they're great. It's a good family, man. It really is. Very dysfunctional. Range of character family, nonetheless a great one.
I mean, everybody has multiple personalities, especially as actors. I mean, we're emulating so many different emotions at any given time, different characters. And sometimes we forget that we're to like shut it off.
Definitely.
So just a blast. Let me see here. Oh, Mortimer said, same for me for Bloody Bones. Couldn't see because he had to dress up as a kind of creature-like as well.
Yes.
So, and that's true I'm starting to find out for most creature acting, especially if you got prosthetics, stuff like that. There's challenges all over the place, but those challenges are kind of fun. And I'm like, there are no stunt doubles, so you're the one doing it.
Yeah, no, I love challenges. That's my favorite. That's my jam. And that even with modeling too, this summer was either torrential downpours or extreme heat, right? So how many times can you cancel a shoot? So it just was what it was. We all had to lean into it. You're gonna look either like you got rained on, you're sweating. It doesn't matter. Same end result. Gotta lean into it, right? You gotta make it work. That's what I enjoy most. Like figure it out. You gotta figure it out.
Hell yeah. It has been an absolute blast having you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Hopefully we didn't scare you too much.
No.
I think I see all my crowd out there, and I know they haven't said much, but I think they're just so enthralled with, your career and the things that you're doing. So I definitely think you've made some fans this evening. And I mean, you're just a breath of fresh air.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. You guys are great.
I really hope, that, you get to do more film and reach some of those goals, because at the end of the day, you either shit or get off the pot. If you're going to try to grab them stars, you better get on a ladder and grab them.
I'm definitely going to sit on that pot, and I'm going to try to take big shit. So.
Hell yeah. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. And I look forward to working with you also in the future. With
yeah.
I just got to let you all know out there in the Black Flame universe, you ain't ready for McQueen. That's all I know. This thing is going to be comedy personified on fucking steroids. So get ready. So thank you to everybody that has shown up tonight for Heather as well. Excellent comments, that we've had, and appreciate you. Make sure that, for those of you that couldn't see it, go to Reapers Underground on Facebook as well as YouTube, as we're beaming out to both all the time. If you need to catch the replay, especially all my European brothers and sisters over there, oh, you know what time it is. It'll be like 8:00 my time, but you'll be seeing it. And as always, for everyone that has shown up for you tonight, what is your lasting message for them?
Stay creepy. Stay being a weirdo. Don't follow into those boxes of society. It's all bullshit.
At the end of the day, leave high school in high school. That's what I always say. But my demons, don't forget, coming up in about 15 minutes, are you ready to light the fire for the barbecue? Because we are. The horror barbecue is going to be on in just a few moments as we are pitting two ethereal monsters up against each other. That's right. The movie The Stuff versus The Blob. And we're going to see who the victor is and how much of a mess we have to clean up afterwards. So definitely tune in for that. Always keep one foot on the ground and one in the fire, and always stay heavy.
Thank you for joining us on Reapers Underground. Stay tuned for more from Black Flame and